Hi, Miss G here, and welcome to middle school. This week, we're going to be tackling the dreaded project. So stay tuned for 8 hacks to project success. So what is a project? Projects are typically very large homework assignments that cannot be completed in a day. Very often, projects are given instead of a test. Projects sometimes ask you to go deeply into a topic or apply the knowledge that you have learned during a unit. Projects are meant to show that you really understand a unit or a process. So our number 1 hack is make a plan and tell everybody. The 2 things you should never ever do during a project is hide the fact that you have a project from your parents and family, or put it off until the very last day or the night before it's due. You need to make a plan. So tell everybody and start getting your plan together. Our second hack is to plan, and then stick to it. The first day you're assigned a project, you should look at the due date and make a plan to complete it. Sometimes teachers even give you a plan, but the first step is to break it down into manageable parts or tasks. You're going to have other homework to do between now and then, and you're going to have practice, lessons, and family events that might take up your time. So like grown-ups, you need to make a schedule, manage your time, and stick to it. The first thing you do is take the number of days you have to complete the project. Subtract at least 1 day. You want to finish the project early, or you want to have time for an emergency or time to fix problems if you run into them. You want to have time to check it, and at least, the very least, you should finish the project on time. Look at the steps or parts of the project. Then decide how many you must complete and in what order each day. You don't necessarily have to complete them in order, but you do need to break them down into small, manageable parts. Unless you have a day or a night with no other homework, do not work ahead. Stick to your plan. Show yourself that you can. Even if you have other work to do, accomplish your planned activity each day. Then treat yourself to some well-deserved rest. Hack number 3. Read the rubric. On a rubric, the teacher is telling you the directions, and they're telling you exactly what they're looking for. It's like a cheat sheet, so you should be familiar with every word. Concentrate on the descriptions for the top score. The other boxes will give you hints about what's being considered, but always shoot for that top box. Hack number 4. Follow the rubric. The rubric or directions are there to help you, so become a slave to them. Do exactly what it says. Be creative, but not too creative. You do not need to spend lots of money, buy lots of supplies, or be very fancy. Teachers want good quality work, not expensive showpieces. If the teacher shows you a small paper or gives you a small paper, do not come in with a giant poster board. If you need poster board, don't come in with a diorama. Do exactly what the teacher says and be a slave to the rubric or the example. Hack number 5. Do your own work. It is better to be late or a little messy than to hand in your mother's project. Your parents or friends should not be doing your work for you. They can and should help you with supplies, advice, and support, like help with the printer, or checking your work for sentences, grammar, and spelling, or bringing you a snack. But the work should be your sentences and demonstrate your understanding. Teachers are watching your daily work. They will often be able to tell when the work is not your own. I have given Fs and made students redo projects when I have found that their parents have obviously done the work or they have copied off of the internet or a friend. Never copy from a friend. Teachers are sometimes very smart with great memories. I've actually given Fs for discovering that 2 students had copied the work from each other. Hack number 6, pay attention to the details. Double check your facts. Summarize, never plagiarize. I've also given Fs for cutting and pasting whole paragraphs or sentences from websites. Again, I can tell what is student work and what is not student work. So do be careful. If you do need to use a sentence from a website, make sure that you cite your work. Don't claim other people's work as your own. Give credit where credit is due. Again, pay attention to the details. Use that rubric as a checklist when you're done to make sure that you didn't forget anything. Hack number 7, be neat and be careful. Print carefully. Take your time. Always, always, always do projects in ink and in color. Trace printed work or type and print out written parts if your handwriting is bad. Print out or trace pictures, for example, on a window, so it creates a light box and you could trace it. Color everything neatly and carefully. Make sure that you use marker if the teacher asked for marker, and make sure you use colored pencil when the teacher asked for colored pencil. And the last tip is to glue everything very carefully. The last thing you want to do is ruin all of your hard work with wrinkly, bubbly, gluey mess because you didn't use your glue sparingly. Our final hack is hack number 8. I call it ask, then don't ask. Ask all the questions you want about the project before the project is due. Mistakes and problems can be avoided. If you're confused or in doubt, stop for the night and then ask the teacher the next day. You should have enough time built into your plan for these types of emergencies. And then the don't ask part. Do not ask the teacher if she has graded it the day after, or even the second day after. If you spend a week doing a project, the teacher is going to need about a minimum of 20 minutes, let's say, to grade it. If you spend hours on it, wouldn't you like the teacher to spend at least 20 minutes looking over your project to see how you did? Well, if a teacher has 100 students, how many hours will it take her to grade everyone's work? Let me give you a hint. About 30 hours. Teachers are busy and have lives too. We have daily lessons that we need to continue to do with you, so you need to be patient. You don't want them to rush when grading your project. So there's our 8 hacks for how to get an A on your next project. I want to thank you for joining me. Make sure you like this video and share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the hacks, tips, and advice to come. I hope this video helped, and I wish you all the best with your next project.